Hello everyone. In this video, we will see how to use the address search in the Azure map, and we will see the demo with that. Before I proceed with the demo, let me tell you what we have done in the last videos. On the assets main grid in the field service app, we have added this command button. So when the click of this, it loads this HTML web resource, and here it loads the Azure map. And we have added the legend on the map, then some map controls we have added. Along with that, we are trying to show the locations of the customer asset, which is having configured as latitude longitude as so. And once these are displayed, then we have implemented on hovering this one, we display the pop-up. And also we are showing the different type of images or icons using the symbol layer on the of the asset, which is having a different type of a status. So we have achieved that one. So now in this video, we are going to add one text box here. Inside the text box, when we type something, then it will search the address, and then address, when you select it, then it will point on the map. So we are going to achieve that one in this video. So we will be using the fuzzy search in to achieve that. So before I proceed to the demo, let me tell you a little bit theory on that. So here this is the site where we have the defined like how the address search works on the Azure map. So we will have the, you can see the left side, we are having different type of search like POI search, PO category search. There are different type of search. We are having the fuzzy batch search, fuzzy batch string search, like that. So here I will be using the fuzzy search kind of example, where we'll have the HTTP kind of URL defined. Okay, and then these parameters will be having the meaning of that, so you can read from here. And once these are done, then you will know, then there is some sample code also provided. And below we are having some header and this one, the header and then response, what are how we can read it. Those things are different. So basically this site you can refer for your examples of the address search. This is another site which is having a lot of examples on the Azure map. You can use different kind of examples from here for your project when what particular requirement you have. So here, if you see example address search here, so you will find one example when you search this address. So I'm going to implement this address search kind of. So if you see the example, it will look like this, and the code behind that is present here, which is having the, you can see it is having one text box, and then this is the piece of code. So similar to this piece of code, we will be writing in this video to achieve. Basically this is the code we will be writing, and then we will modify a little bit based on as per our requirement. So let's proceed with that. So here, this is my HTML and JavaScript. So this is HTML file. This is JavaScript web file, which web resource file which we have uploaded, and till the last video we have completed. So in this video we will use that one. So before we use this one, you can see in the example there it has been used some jQuery here. So we need to include the jQuery library so that it will read when this HTML is loaded. So for that, already I have copied the path of the jQuery. It will be loaded in the HTML view resource. So I'm just pasting the piece of code here to load the jQueries. Okay, so I will save that one, and along with that, in the HTML wave resource here, when it is loading on the map, I want to add one text box here, right, so that I can search the particular address. And the address I'm going to search limit within the country India, so that we will do that. So for that, I'm going to amend little bit this body here. I'm going to add another div control, something like id equals to div search. Okay, and inside that we'll add one input type field, type equal to text, and then id we can add as a search address, something like that. And let's add the style, nothing but the width of this text box, how much you want. Say example 750 pixel I want. Okay, and let's add the placeholder, something like please search your address here. Okay, so This is very simple. So this is the few code, and let's add a little bit in this div margin. So I'm just going to add div search, and it will be margin of 5 pixel example. Okay, so it is very simple. So I'm going to upload this file in the HTML web resource. So we are having this power make.powerapps.com, and the solution this one. We are having this is the web resource which we are using. So I've selected this web resource. I have saved it, and let's upload this file. Okay, I'm publishing this. Okay, it is published. I will reload this again. Okay, so now you can see the field has been added, the input text field. Here we will be searching the address. So now let's work on the JavaScript part. So this is our JavaScript file. So in this JavaScript file, what we will do, first of all, if you see the example here, how they have done is, here we have added the one data source. So we have to uh, create one data source so that the address related thing, the component locations, what points, what we have, it will be, it will be collected as a separate data source. So in this existing code, we already have one data source which we use to point the locations for these points. We are having these points, right? So for that we already have data source. So we are going to add the another data source for the address, and we can add the multiple data source to the map, so that is not a problem. So that is why I'm going to create the new data source. So let's add the one variable where address data source. Okay, and we will add it to the map when the map is ready. So let's add from here, address data source equals to new atlas dot source dot data source. We'll add it map dot sources dot add address data source. Okay, so we have included that. Now in this when these data sources are added to the map, then how we can represent these maps, data source on the map. There will be some symbol layers or kind of layers we need to add, right, to represent. Example, this we are using symbol layers to represent this look data source to the map. So for that, I'm going to use this symbol layer here, and for the symbol layer we will use like this code. So create map dot layers dot add, and here we add the new atlas dot layer dot symbol layer, and inside this symbol layer we have to mention which data source we are going to add the symbol layer. So this time we are using the address data source. So we'll copy this name and null, and then we'll define the properties. So here we have to define the, like, how you want to represent the look icons, the symbol of those, the data which point this under this data source, the locations, how you want to, which icon we want to represent. So I'm just going to add this as icon options. Okay, here sorry, icon options, and then here we will have the image, and it will be, take example pin, we'll use the pin round red kind of. Okay, so this is very simple. So what we did is we added the symbol layer on the map in the data source of this address, and the it will be visible with this round pin red icon. Okay, so this data layer we have added. Now to moving next, we have to add um, the one function, so that when the changes is happening on this text field, we will capture it. So I'm going to create this separate function below this ready of this event of the map. So just add another function where add address for g search. Okay, Okay, so in this fuzzy search, what we will do, first of all, we have to see on what field we are going to read that one. So, like if you see the JavaScript example, here is it is adding on this text field, right? And on this text field, it is having the autocomplete. So let's add that one. And before that, we need to know the what ID of this text field is. So here, if you see the text field, this is the ID, right, which we have set address. So we'll copy that and let's improve this function. So here we will, this is the text field, and in this autocomplete, okay, when this is completed like that, so this inside that one we will have the, like, what is the minimum character when it is enter you want to begin the, the auto search on that. So let's add the min length. So I'm just going to set it as a 3 characters, 3 letters are entered, then it should search. Then we will have the source. So what is the source of the search on this one? So it will be the function, and it will have the request and the request and response. Okay, and the request, we will have the we need to know where the centers and those things are. So let's add a few piece of code. So center equals to map dot get camera dot center. Okay, and where request URL. Okay, so this is the request URL which we will be framing. So here what we have done is, as I mentioned, the address search, we have to frame this URL, right, on like what you want to. So this will be the URL for the fuzzy search. This is the URL for the fuzzy search. Okay, so this is having a lot of parameters inside. So in the example code here, it is simplified version of the fuzzy search with a few minimum parameters we need to set. So I will copy this one. Already I have copied this path here, this URL here. So I'll just set this the request URL which we will pass to do the search. So I'm going to include that into the variable here. So here let's add it, where fuzzy search URL template, we can say, equals to this one. Okay, inside this template you can see we are having placeholder for the domain, search type, then we have the language, query text, what we want to search, longitude, latitude, and the country set, very few parameters. So we will replace this with the values here, these placeholders. So here this fuzzy search, we will replace that. We'll go inside our function here. So in this template, we'll replace, first of all, we are having the type of search, uh, that is uh, that is the search type. We will replace that with fuzzy. Okay, then we replace query we have with it will be encoded component of the encode URI component on the request term. So what request is coming, so we'll encode that, then replace what we next we have the language here. So let me check the name here, just I'll cross check the name. So search type, fine, this is correct, this text. Okay, then we are having the query, this name is also fine. Next we have the language. So language is nothing but we'll set the English US. So here language English US, then replace. Then we have the longitude and latitude. So we'll replace that longitude with a center of 0 value. Then replace latitude with center of 1 value. Then replace, in the last we have the country set, I think. country set, yes. So this we will replace with the code in IN India for India country. So with IN, okay. So there is one more parameter left, that is nothing but the domain. We'll set in this this domain name. We'll say we will replace in the next function when we develop that one. So once this source is defined, then we have to make this request call. So let's create another function, request search, okay, and that it will pass the request URL in this function, okay. And this function will be kind of the it will return the promise. So let's develop this function, then we'll write the further code from here. So here where the function name is request search, okay, function it is taking the request URL, okay. And here we will return the first of all, we will return the new promise, return new promise, okay. And it will be like this, we'll have the resolve and the reject kind of function returning from here. And inside this one we'll have the piece of code. So it will return the new promise, which is having the to resolve and reject, right, and the promise. And then inside this resolve, and we'll set that like what to return. And before that we'll have the logic, when the searches has happened, then we'll, based on the data, we'll do that. So let's take the request URL here. The request URL equals to, otherwise we can take this parameter as a URL, okay. URL equals to URL dot replace, and here we will replace with the domain name, that is nothing but this value, app AZ maps domain. So we will replace that word with, we have atlas dot get domain. This function it will return the domain name and it will replace with that this value. So once the URL is formatted, that this URL we need to request it. So before that we should have the authentication. So let's add where request parameters, params equals to map dot authenticate, authentication, sorry, authentication dot sign request. And then inside that one we will pass the URL. So URL equals to URL will pass it. So it will give the request parameters, and once the request parameters are retrieved, then we will make the fetch call. So let's add it, fetch. And on the fetch, what we are doing, so we are doing the request parameter dot URL, okay, dot URL, okay. On this one we are doing the fetch, okay. And then inside that we'll have the other details we need to set, like what type of method it is. So method is get, then that is mode, mode is course. Then we will have the header and headers, and it will define the new headers, and it will be from the request param dot headers, okay. So we have defined it. Now once this fetch is success, then we'll have, this is fetch is nothing but also a promise, right? So when fetch is success, then we'll have then in this, and here in the then if it is resolved, then we'll add the dot json, will convert to JSON. And if it is having some error, then we will reject, will return the reject with the error here, okay. And if still if if it is successful, then when the result is success, then we do that one. If the result is failure, then here we also do the same thing. We will we will resolve this one. So we will resolve r, and then, sorry, my mistake, we will resolve this one, okay. And then otherwise we will reject e, okay. So it is done. So One second. I'll just set this r equals. Okay, so this piece of code is similar to what we see here in the sample code. So in the search request, when we are having the result done, so this to be set. If the failure is then result equals to resolve r, and then if error, then error dot reject e. So this same thing we did. So we added the resolve r and the reject e. So this is the resolve, nothing but this resolve one, and reject is nothing but this reject. So and I think this function is developed. Okay, so this is returning the promise, right? So we'll add the then here. So when it is success, then we will see what we get here. So in the then we have to see the data what we got from that. So which means when it is successful, then it will give me the JSON formatted value, right? When it is success, so it will have the data coming from this call. So let's read the data. Okay, and inside the data we can do the response thing. So response data dot results. Okay, so this is done. So the source thing is we have added to the response function. Okay, now next is what will happen if someone is going to select the someone is going to select this one, the list of the list of the address which is displaying. So let's add this selector here. So that is also a function, and we'll pass the event and then UI. And inside that one, first when we do any select on the address, when the address is searched, then it will display all the address, right? When we are searching the address here, it will display different address. So when you select any time, so we have to update the point also here, right, in this map. So for that we will clear the our data source. So address data source what we are having, first we'll clear it, and then in the address data source we will add the new point. We'll add the new point, and that will be with the feature and that one, right? So let's add the new atlas dot data dot feature, and feature is nothing but new um, atlas dot data dot point, and point will have the latitude, longitude and latitude. So longitude is coming from UI dot item dot, it will have the position will have the longitude, and then UI dot item dot position will have the latitude. So like that we'll get it, and let's pass this UI dot item. So done. So like this we will set this one, the data source point on the on this data source, address data source. Once it is done, we'll set the camera angle. So set map dot set camera. Okay, and inside the camera we'll have the properties to set the, it will have the bounds like the camera way to position. So it will take the bound of array. So this is what we are having. You can see in this code the camera is being set with the angle, so it will have the bound of this left side, top left side to the bottom right side. So this is the defined length. So we can copy this code directly. So I'm just copying it, pasting into the here. So we have the UI coming here, right? UI that item dot viewpoint and top left latitude, and then this is it. So item viewpoint dot, this is the code. Then we can add the there's a padding also defined, so we can set the padding also, padding as 30. So okay, done. So we have developed this setting camera is also completed. Once everything is search is done, then we need to basically what in this function till here we have done is we are doing the search request we are calling, and on the select something if you select is happening, then something we are doing, right? The next is when how to display the this result data into the list, into the selectable list, right? So that we will do. So for that, once it is search is complete, let's add the another auto complete, and it will take the it can take the example. You can see it is taking the instance and the render items, and then this is what we do, right? So let's add this piece of code. So it is instance dot render item underscore render item. Okay, and here it passes the UI and the item. Okay, then okay, sorry, my mistake, this is the function, right? Okay, so on this one, so what it does is first we create the suggestion label, what suggestion, what, like in the address we are having so many parameters like a straight name and those things are there. So how you want to show the address on the on the drop down on the search. So for that we are going to use this item properties here. So here I'm going to write the some piece of code like this. So where suggested address, something like that, I'm saying the variable equals to, we'll have the item and then address dot free free form address. Then if item is having address, then will set the suggested address equals to, and here we set the uh, HTML, like how to, what items, like basically the text what we want to display from the address. So for that one I'm going to set item dot, we will have the address as a value coming from this item, and then we will have the street name. So street name. There are other parameters, example the city name. So let me add those also here. So street name, then we have the item dot address dot is called municipality uh, subdivision. Okay, then we have the subdivision. Okay, then we have item dot address dot municipality. Okay, then address item dot address dot country. Okay, we can call it country subdivision something, because that will return the state name, so division, and then finally the country. So let's add it, item dot address dot country. This we have formatted. Okay, and once this is done for this one, then we'll return the new item. So this is an order list. Okay, so return, so we return the new list item. Okay, we'll append the list item with the hyperlink. It is suggested address. Okay, and then we'll append to an order list. So done. So that is all. So we have completed now our development of this search thing. Okay, so I'm going to upload, and before that we have to call this function, when this is add source is ready, then I'm going to call this function, adding the fuzzy search feature. So I'm just going to upload it. Let's see if it is working. Okay, I have saved. I'm going to upload this in the my, this is my web resource, which is the code it contains. So I'm going to upload this web resource. Okay, so saving the file and publishing it. Okay, it is published. I will refresh this. I will see. Okay, there is some error in the file, maybe. One second, go to console. Okay, this parenthesis close issue is there. Let me verify that. Okay, we added this one. Before that, this is adding fine. This is adding fine. Okay, this is correct. Then this is also fine. Next, adding this one, fuzzy search, address, autocomplete. Then autocomplete on the instance dot render item. We have the um, closing of this one. Then we have the parenthesis open. Then this is also fine. Okay, fine. Paint, close, open. So this looks fine. Then let's see if it has some value error. Function URL, return new promise, resolve. Okay, then URL is fine. Then we pass the URL. This is also fine. Closing fine. This is fetch is done. We get the request parent.url. Then get cause new header. Okay. Then we have then JSON return. Then reject. And then R. We have resolve. And then we have reject. Okay, so this looks fine to me. Let me see in the code where it is failing. Okay, Atlas is added, fine. Fuzzy search, fine. Function is fine. Autocomplete min length 3. This looks fine to me. I will just save this. I'll try to upload this again. We will see if we get this still the same error. Okay, here is the error. So symbol layer, well, adding the symbol layer, it is failing. So where we adding? Here we are adding layers dot add new atlas layer dot symbol layer, and let me see, map dot layers dot add. Okay, new atlas dot layer dot symbol layer. Okay, then on the data source address null, parenthesis open. Okay, then we have the icon option, then on the open, then image pin down. This looks fine. Let me see here. Okay, I think here's a mistake. I forgot to add the comma here. So I'll just add the comma, save this file again, and going to upload this file. Okay, I'm going to reload this again. Okay, still the same. Let me check. We have some issue here. Close 1 second. What is the error? Unexpected open. Okay, let me see this. Oh, okay, my mistake. Here I forgot to define this one as a function. So here function, my mistake. So actually in the example here, this is as function, right? UL and item. So my mistake. So I have updated this one. So it is equals to function, an order list item we are passing, and then yeah. So save this. I'm going to upload this again. Okay, I think still giving the same error. Let's check where it is missing now. It is here. Okay, I think I was doubting it was some error here, syntax error. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this part from here, this then part. Inside the then we have this then part is there, right? I'll copy that one. Okay, and then we have error here like that, defined, then is close, this parenthesis is close, and then this parenthesis is close for this one, and then this is fine now. So I'm going to save this again, upload again this file. Okay, let's check if this will work this time. Okay, it's loading fine now, so it is correct, passing it. Okay, so let's search if that is working. Okay, still the search is not happening. Let's check if you're getting some error. Indeed we get, and replace fuzzy search and caught error we are getting, saying replace. Okay, there's a spelling mistake again. There's a spelling mistake of this one. Okay, we have to correct it, my mistake. So we are doing here, we are doing, yeah, it is replace, replace. Okay, all is fine now. We have another replace here, so let me check if that is fine. Okay, this is also correct. Saving this file, uploading again. Publishing has been done. I'm going to refresh the map again. Okay, done. I'm going to search some address. Still not working. There is still some error. Let me check. Saying Atlas is not defined. Yeah, there is some spelling mistake. My mistake, guys. So there is Atlas. Oh God. So Atlas. Uh, I hope there is one more place where we are using the point that is also defined correctly with the spelling. This is fine. Okay. Okay, I'm going to save this again and I'm going to upload the file again. Okay, going to refresh this. Okay, let's check. Still not working. Let me see if we are getting some error. Yeah, this might we can get it because saying some property street names are not defined. So this we can correct it. So what we will do, I'll just add the breakpoint here and we will try to get the value from the address. You can see there's this obviously there's a spelling mistake, right? We'll correct it. So let me type some address here. Okay, breakpoint came here. So what we'll do, we'll go to the console. We have the item dot address, and inside the address we can see we are having these different parameters coming here, right? So I'll just copy this part. First of all, we'll take the address dot street name. So this is the street name, so I'll just copy this street name here. So where we are returning the uh, where we are returning the formatted value of the address, which is nothing but here request search and a request parameter, and here we search, we map that, right? So here we'll add that item dot street name. That is one thing. Then we have the subdivision, municipality subdivision. So we'll add municipality subdivision. Okay, copy this name, add here. Then we have the municipality name. Okay. Okay, then we have this country subdivision, which is nothing but the state name. So country subdivision. Okay, then finally we have the country. If we want to add the code also, the postal code of the location, then we are having the code. So we can have the postal code. You can see this will be the postal code of the location. So you can set it that. So like that, you can find the this different, the locations of the address, the value of that one, and you can map it, frame it how you want to display them. So I have corrected the my spelling mistake on the append part. So I'm going to save this file and upload again. So here, set it. I'm going to save the file, publish again. Okay, so it has been corrected. I'm going to reload the map again. Okay, fine. So let me search address. Okay, so it is searching. Okay, so I'm going to skip this breakpoint. Okay, now you can see the address are displaying on the map. I'll close this browser window, and now you can see the address is showing on the map correctly, right? So when you're searching the, okay, when you select this address, and automatically on the map you can see it will refresh the camera angle, and it will show you the location with this point here, the pinpoint, the which is nothing but the round pin we have added right on the data source of the address, which is nothing but pin round rate. So this icon image, it will be loaded, it will display that address with that one. So like that you can search the address, any address, and it will display you on the map how you want to. So like that you can, within the country India, you can search any address and it will show you the map on the map like this with the angle. So I hope you can search, you can use the search options with the more examples which is shown here in this so many samples here, and you can implement in your project. So I know there are some spelling mistakes I did a lot of in the code, and I think the demo was good. So let's see, you can implement in the such examples in your project, and I hope this video will help you to understand a little bit how the search works in the Azure Maps. And thank you for watching this video, guys.